Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. But we do have to clear the trees out from inside the house, but not necessarily the courtyard. Bots are seemingly quite slow right now. Flockles. Yes, it is a castle. It's what subscribers get when they redeem it. What happened to my stone? Because I want to put the stone down. Give you a little walking path up to the river. Or down to the river. No, we're good. Of course, if you know anybody who's good with ASCII art, oh, there it went. Here we go. Thank you, lone boy. Well, I'm making changes. Ooh, a follower. Followers get wagons. Lockles, you have your name on a wagon now. Low density structures, used for research. Used for yellow research, as a matter of fact. Congratulations and thank you for the follow. So, this design. We're going to go back to hard coding things. Well, a cargo wagon. If you want to be a locomotive, you have to redeem that. Because you can put your name on a locomotive as well. We have become train. The one thing you don't want to be, you don't want to be a chest full of wood. Because that's what happens to chests full of wood. Just saying. So, Humma Boy, do you want your name on a train? Nukes do handle piles of garbage better. Is that how you take out your trash at your house? Like them? Your neighborhood, you just nuke things? Is that what happens? So, Lockless, what color would you like? And do you have any... we'll give you that whole train, as a matter of fact. Because nobody else has got it. Well, let's see. Where'd you go? There you are. How about we just brighten this up a little bit? You have mini nukes, you can throw up piles of shit. You know, that's not really the way to talk about your pets. Or wait, your job? No. 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 174, 122, 179. Yes. I agree with her. And you can clip that, and she can clip that. And she can put in a little music box for you. Okay, good, Lockles. Thank you. Welcome to the train ownership world. It's like you're playing Monopoly and you've scored one of those center train things. So like them, yeah, she should make a little locket with a redeem, or like, ooh, I got it. Like them, you can clip it, make it an audio MP3, and then put it on your phone as the ringtone for when she calls you. Right? That way, whenever she calls you, you get a ringtone of, I agree with her. Llama Boy, I have not written a UI for train things. I don't know, but train ownership is not limited to the run. It's limited per day or per stream. So I think you've already redeemed it this stream though. Yeah, it's only one per stream. And while I would like to make exceptions to the rule, if I start making exceptions to the rule, there are certain people who will come into my stream and go, "Oh, you made an exception for him. You need to make an exception for me." And it's like, "Oh, fuck off." So I don't want to do that. Yes, it's that. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's a long day. I'll have a good stream then, too. So what do I want to do for loaders? Loaders are easy, right? I call one train when I can load a train. And I call two trains when I can load a second train. Like 'em wants a train, huh? So here's what I'm going to do, like 'em, because I don't know which train to give you. I'm going to run my script that randomly picks a train, and it's going to put your name on a wagon. But I'm going to take your name off the wagon and put it on the locomotive. But it's going to pick the train for me. Yes, you have one. All right. And you want 255-0255. There you go. Came out pretty close to your color anyways. And then I do a shift right click, and I do a shift left click, and there you go. Thank you, like them. So, yeah. If I'm not going to use combinators because I'm trying to save UPS, then I'm not going to be able to do the math here, and I have to kind of do the math statically, which I can assure you I do not like. And so if I assume that these are all averaged, and I assume that I really need to know that these, I think for the loaders, I don't have a choice on the loaders. The only way to know for sure on the loaders is to use the flag, is to use the full flag. And I'm just going to have to bite the bullet on that. But I can check just one chest of each instead of all chests. So on a loader, I can just do a full flag. And I think I'm okay with that. Where I'm asking you if anything is greater than 1, then output 1. So if you read, well, you don't need that connection anymore. So what is 1? If the stack size is 200, well, I can just look at this train, right? I've got a green circuit train that's full somewhere. This wagon has 8,000 in it. So if everything is greater than 8,000, then output full. Damn it, autosync. I want a second one, though. I want to be able to call the second train when it's doubly full. That's what stackers are for. And I need to check each wagon individually. So I'm thinking, do I want to use red wire for this, green wire for this? I'm reading that on the red wire, and then I'm putting a flag on the green wire. Do I care? Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I'll continue the red wire. Also, I might as well collect what I have of wire here. Did I just step out of range, or did you just... Oh, I did. Okay. Well, apparently I had some red wire laying around. And then you're going to go as an input to this. And you say, basically, that if this has 8,000 in it or more, that it sets a flag of 1. And if the flag is greater than or equal to 8, then output a train request of 1. And then 2 trains is going to be identical to this. And then I'm back to my G. And then there's the placement and packaging, right? So... I think I'm fine with all this. I think this is as good as it's going to get. And then I just replicate this. I'd love to have my lamps, but I really can't afford that, right? And I can just hover over things to see that. So I'm going from for a loader, I'm going to be going from 18, 20, 22 active combinators down to 4 times 8. 4 times 4, 16, 17, 18. I'm not losing a whole lot. Two, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But I am not connecting all of these chests, and I am not connecting all of these inserters. I will connect this lamp, and I will connect it with I equal 1. I greater than 1. I greater than 0, rather. That lamp, regardless whether I can see it or not, will tell me whether or not there's a train being requested there, and that's good enough for now. And I'd love to be able to have extra lamps in here that tell me which of these is full. But if it's not working, I can just hover over it, and that's going to have to be good enough. So that's a hard-coded loader for green circuits. Now, this is going to be copper. And then this is going to be iron. And those things are only there for aesthetics. Signal doesn't even output anything. So it's not an active combinator. Also, I like round numbers, so. You're going to be an iron unloader. 3A3. No, you're a copper unloader. 3A3. That one's an iron unloader. Now, where it's doing that work is still going to be generic until it gets placed. I was watching Colonel Will yesterday, and he had a different design for unloader that I found interesting, but I don't know if I want to use it. Now, he had both of these like that. So what behavioral characteristic am I going to see from that in comparison to this? So I won't need that. Now that obviously gets in the way of this, and I would have to make adjustments for that. So this would unload to both of these and put on the same side of the belt. So it wouldn't actually get me any advantage, because basically it's gonna dump on the right hand side of the belt just like this does. But it's gonna take one more vertical space. So I like what I've got. Now, the other concern. This one, because of the way these things work, one side is always unbalanced. And so I'm having to add a secondary balancer. And unless I'm willing to make these things taller so that I can get a balancer in here, which I'm not opposed to it, because when you look at this thing, if I spread these out, let's look at one that's vertical so that it's all the same. Ignoring the fact that I've got this height, right? I don't care. But if I were to insert some sort of balancer here that didn't take a ton of space, and if it required that I move this rail up 1 or even 2, right? Or down 2. So what would happen is what I've got right now with this sort of vertical element. So right now it's that height. Okay, so let's say I had to, worst case, add 2 rails. Or move it down 2 for each. Which is here. Here. And here. Which means that this thing would now become this tall. Well, they would become one taller than that. I'll do it in this direction. So this whole thing becomes this tall. I think I still fucked it up. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I need to take a break and take care of some things. So if this became taller, then this whole thing becomes taller. But, let's say I applied it to this where it doesn't matter, right? So what? This is going to get pushed down by 1, 2, 3, 4. So while I'm here, should I invest the effort in designing a lane balancer for each wagon? Now I'm going to take away, I'm not going to use any kind of balancer here. So what's going to happen here is that, like, one side and one side are going to constantly unload faster, right? Because they're going to get pulled from. So, like, there's an inserter here, and there's an inserter here, and so this side of the belt is going to get drawn from, and this side of the belt is going to get drawn from. So when you trace it back, it means that this chest and this chest will often be empty. Dino! Cutie Bot the Silent, who's still alive. Welcome. I'm glad you're still alive. And on this one, it's always going to be this one and this one that are empty. I'm doing okay. And for example, we look at this satellite. Oh, we can't look at this satellite build because I fixed it. There we go. The iron did it. Iron did it. So you see on each of these, even with unload balancing, one side always got pulled from because it's the inside of the belt, right? So it's always getting pulled from. And so it emptied, and then the other side always got pulled from. And so these chests are unevenly emptied, but because I have a balancer, they're both pretty close. But if I didn't have this throttling combinator, which I'm proposing taking out, what would happen is that chest would completely empty, then the other chest would completely empty, and basically I would have half my throughput of unloading. I'd get the train unloaded quickly, but I wouldn't get the belt unloaded evenly. Now, the only reason this phenomena is happening here is because of the way I set these up, that they're pulling from the inside. So I'm looking at this going, can I just do a cheeky thing and just simply do that? And it'll work because they're all that way. Not on this one though. Well, these aren't done right anyways, but even if they were, they're going off to the outside. So if these went down like they're supposed to. What about here? Yeah, green circuits are the other way though. This one's fine, this one's not. So why aren't you? Because you come down here. Oh, because you jigger over to the side and then split. And for some reason that pulls you to the outside. Alrighty then. What about your unloading? Always, always. Always, always. So A and B, I could do the cheeky thing. And just do a single belt fix. But not... Yes, Owen. I have a new icon courtesy of Airbus. He created it for me. But not C and D. C and D, it doesn't work. And of course, I'd have to be careful to always have that long enough. So that's A. Yeah, that would fix it there and there. And this is B. It would fix it there if I moved it down correctly. But not C. It's half wrong. And D is also half wrong. But I also have room on C and D to do something about it. And this is pulled evenly because it's overstuffed. Steel. And it's A and B. And if I straightened them out one, I could do that. That's a double fluid, I wouldn't care. A and B, it would fix it, and I don't know why you don't care. Probably because you're not getting pulled. A and B, and then C is half wrong. And then I'm using lane balancers on these so that I don't have that problem at all. Also, I need to redesign this because I don't have enough iron coming in and it falls under pressure. So, essentially what I'm saying is that I can do this to lane balance for A and B because B comes out here. But for these, it's going to need some sort of different balancer. Because normally what would happen is this would go like that, and that would go like that. A, B, C, and D. B goes all the way out. C is on the inside. And D is over the refuel. Take another look at that. Maybe if I use a different output. If this went down one and then went over, I could force that there. And then if this went down one and then went over, I could force that there. Now you wouldn't much care. But if this was here and here, then this could be here. And it would guarantee that it would be balanced because this would empty and that would drain into it. So on C and D, what I can do is if this were to go here and here, and that were to go there, then what I would get is a balance, a cheat balance. Oh, and I'm working on something like that. A whole channel of just screensaver. Train saver. So I'm looking where things are unbalanced and what would it have taken to balance them. A, B, C. If this had come down here and gone here, and then that went there, then this would have had to have gone down there and that there. And would that have broken anything? I don't think so. I don't quite understand why some of them are balanced and some are not, but this is A and this is B, so that's a moot point. That's a big mess. And these, just for reasons I don't understand, are fully balanced. I don't know why. See, there's a B that isn't even done right, right? Yeah, if it was down one, that kick over, and that was, yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's the good version of this song. I've had a couple versions that sucked. So this is easily fixed with balancing. This could be fixed easily with balancing. This, if it went outside. Toddy Master. Use a balancer to balance belts. Yes. Well, that's what I'm trying to analyze, as to what extent, how much of a balancer do I need to use, or can I get away with just a belt? So A and C need to come out on the right side and balance to the left. B and D need to come out. No, A and C need to come out on the left side and balance from the right. A and C need this. B and D need to come out on the outside, come down one more, and need that. So you're on the outside already, and if you were here, and that were there, it would get me what I want. What I really, really want. Good. Now, if I can remember what I just said. Wait, I'm missing one. No? I think I'm good there. That might be an interesting, cheeky solution. And if I do that, then I don't need that wagon balance, or that inserter controller. Let them run full out. They'll empty out. Now, when do they call the train? Previously, I was calling a train when any one wagon ran out. And so I had to have balancers, or I had to have combinators, that would ask, are these chests empty, and by how much? And now we're dealing with a stack size of 100 here. So a train wagon is going to have 4,000. So I want a train to come when there's room for 4,000 in here. However, I don't want to put a combinator on every wagon. I mean, I'd like to, but I really can't afford it again. On the loader, it's a little different, because I'm saying, I really don't want you coming here, because you're going to stay here till you're full. I don't want you coming here until you can be full and go away. Pretty much. What if I use the train to make that decision? Instead of my current train, say, full cargo. Okay. So what if it's called and the whole train isn't fully ready to go? The train will get here, it'll just sit there forever and it'll lock up the whole thing. But, I've changed all these to be 90 seconds. So what if at the loader I say, or 90 seconds, or 5 seconds of inactivity, just like I'm doing here. So what I'm saying is that you come here because you've been called here. But if you get here and there's not enough to fill you up, and you wait for a minute and a half, and you're not full, or you get here and you're almost full, but then nothing happens for a long period, for 5 seconds, then just go away. Now that might cause an infinite loop where the train just runs because it's empty and they're both empty. And I don't like that because that's undetected, just simply a complete waste. So I really don't want to have that situation happen where a train can simply run empty because there's nothing on it. And I can't really think of a circuit condition I would put on it that would tell it to. So the only way to be certain that it has stuff in it is to only call it when it could be fully loaded. And I really want to be able to call two of them. So I think I'm just going to have to suck it up and then the loader have this many combinators. But it's still possible, and that's the thing, is it's still possible with this setup. And this even holds 16,000, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. So yeah, this doesn't work. That's the wrong value. If we assume that these load evenly, and there's 6 of them, and a wagon's going to hold 8,000, then it's 1,300 each, not 8,000. I'm just going to suck it up and do that. If the total amount of stuff in here is 8,000, which is enough to load a wagon, then say, hey, I can load a wagon. And if the total in there is 16,000, say, hey, I can load 2 wagons, and it'll call a second train. And I'm fine with that. And as far as the unloading goes, that's a little more difficult. I've solved the unbalancing issue. When do I want to call a train? Now, this is single stack, this is double stack, right? So this is stack size of 200, this is stack size of 100. So I want to call a train when anybody goes empty, when any wagon goes empty. But if these two go empty, these two are probably empty. And if there's a holdup on any of those, all that's going to happen is the train is going to come in, it's going to fill in the one that's active, and then the other ones just won't pick anything out. Let's say there's a belt broken or crooked or something on wagon 3. So wagons 1, all the other wagons call for a train. Now, if wagon 1 is broken, I'm screwed, right? So I'm probably still going to have an E and a D, but they're going to be hard-coded. E and D meaning empty. So can I just If anybody wants a train, then it's going to call a train. So if everything is less than, it's not going to be 1 anymore. Because this is unloading and balancing, assuming it's balancing, which I know it's balancing for those two, I can do that. And what that says is, reading these two chests, if your quantity goes below where a train could load, then call a train. Or a train could unload, then call a train. And for a single stack, a train's going to have, the single stack being 100 stack, that's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So the train's going to hold 4,000. I've got 4 wagons. I'm looking at 2 of them. To be honest, I'd still rather connect all of these and just be able to just do the math that way. So if it has room for 4,000, across these I can hold 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000. So if the total of all of these is 16,000 minus what a wagon could hold is 12,000. If it's less than 12,000, you're going to call a train. If it's less than 8,000, you're going to call 2 trains. You're going to set that second flag up. I still have not saved a lot of combinator numbers by doing it this